My name is Danilo and I'm account manager here at Fiscal Solutions, and today I'll be speaking about Sweden fiscalization in detail, and of course everything you need to know before expanding to Sweden. So let's start with the general information. Sweden is a country that is fiscal from 2010, and it's hardware-based fiscalization. All sales must be registered through the cash register, and at each sale, a receipt must be printed and produced via cash register, of course, and offered to the customer. When we say it's a hardware-based fiscalization, we mean that we have two types of fiscal devices. First one is a cash register, and the second one is a control unit device or system. A control unit device and a cash register both must meet the requirements of the Swedish tax agency for regulation and for some kind of a certification. We'll speak about that in detail. So cash register system need to be confirmed in the manufacturer declaration. So it's not a typical certification process, but both control unit and cash register must be, let's say, some kind certified from the manufacturer. Some of the most important fiscal requirements, first of all, anyone who intends to do business in Sweden needs to register their stores before starting the business. It needs to be registered on the tax agency portal. For the user of the cash register, the notification must contain information about the cash register that exists in the business part on the portal of the tax agency. Every change of the data that previously was registered in the Swedish tax agency needs to be, let's say, notified 2 weeks prior than change occurs. It is required that receipt data is registered in the cash register and pre-served in a secure manner, let's say like that. Like I said, two basics and two most important fiscal devices are cash register and control unit device and system, and everything is about them. When we speak about receipts, we have different kinds and different types of receipts. First one is, of course, fiscal sale receipt. The second one is a return receipt. We have receipt copy, training receipt, and pro forma receipt. Two most important reports are Z and X report, and I will speak about them in detail in the next couple of minutes. So in the Sweden fiscalization, we don't have sales transaction documentation, meaning some changes in the prices, corrections, drawer openings, nothing about that in these types of fiscalization. When we speak about fiscal receipt, we need to say that they call it cash receipt also, and some of the mandatory elements are number, address, where the sales of course taken place, date and time, what is the means of the payment, payment methods, value-added taxes, item name, and of course number of the goods that were sold, and name of service and number of services sold, and so on. One of the most important things in fiscalization in Sweden is audits and penalties. So audits are performed by officials from the tax agency, and inspection visits the stores and the retailers without notifying in advance. So the purpose of these visits is to check if the seller has a cash register and of course control unit that meets the existing requirements. The inspection penalties is around 1,000 euros. To be specific, it's 1,135 euros for each inspection. And of course, if the tax agency has previously charged the penalty and the new inspection penalty is to be charged, the penalty is doubled, so 2,270 euros. Besides fines, One important thing to say is that a ban decision is also applicable and can be done through the audit in the fiscalization in Sweden. So when we speak about complexity of this fiscal law, first of all is the registration and verification of the cash register. I spoke about that earlier. So the process of the registration is definitely long. It can take up to 8 weeks. And all cash register must submit some kind of the manufacturer declaration and be registered at the tax authority. The registration must be exported to a file in a special format, and all entities must report a cash register that exists in precise business place. The cash register component integration is also complex in fiscalization in Sweden, so cash drawer can be independent or integrated with a cash register, meaning that the cash drawer that is integrated with a cash register must be closed immediately after each sale. One more important complexity is that the cash register need to be maintained in the production, let's say like that. So issuing the documents in case of the cash register doesn't work is definitely complex. Short time frames for reports in case of any error on the cash register are also very important, and receipt must be printed immediately after the cash register has received the control code from the control unit that is, of course, integrated in the cash register. If there is a malfunction between the cash register and the printer, or between the cash register and the control unit, the sales in some situation can be stopped. So just imagine if you have a store and your sales are stopped. This is definitely a big problem. One more complexity is that you need to choose the right architecture and control unit type, and of course integration. So we have different types. First type and type A is how to connect to the port, to the POS, of course. Type B is how to connect between POS and printer mechanism, and of course type C, how to connect to the port of the POS through network with multi-users function. And of course you need to develop a journal memory that can be read out from the audits and inspections when they come. Also, I spoke about the cash register and control unit integration. It's complex and need to be tested before and prior going into production. Also, audits very important. Complex procedures for maintaining the documentation, because when audits come to your store, you need to give them the documentation ready, issue mandatory reports, of course. Set report must be issued at the end of the sales day, and the different modules of the reports are also applicable in this fiscalization. I mentioned already X report, and you need to you have mandatory displaying of the control unit for specific receipts. And I also spoke about penalties, and this is definitely a complex thing about this fiscalization. So what can we offer from the fiscal solution? First of all, we can provide all the needed information about the requirements through two of our consultancy services. First one is a workshop, so we will check the fiscal devices on the market, and of course what is the authorized fiscal devices, cash register, control units, and help you to get in contact with them and with the authorized services centers, of course. And we can help you with procedures related to audits, necessary reports, and processes for maintaining documentation, which is very important. And of course, our fiscal portal is there to provide the data of the deadlines regarding changes in fiscalization requirements and updates. Also, we spoke about architectures. We can suggest for you the right architecture for your environment and give you a knowledge about the cash register types, types of registration, integration, and how to properly integrate the control unit at the cash register. We can also assist in the procedures regarding fiscal device integration and registration to the tax agency and tax authority, and delivering the necessary forms and complying with the deadlines of these operations. So definitely our recommendation for the next steps will be to go to the fiscal workshop, where you can get all legal and technical details explained and be ready to make a decision about S architecture, how to implement your POS application and the cash register, and of course enjoy 30 days warranty to get answers to all potential questions that you could have after the workshop, or basically subscribe to our portal and get all detailed documentation, relevant news, and of course alerts in case of important changes and news. So thank you for listening to me, and have a good day. Bye bye.